Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I think we all have a list of games in our heads that we class as underrated and underappreciated. I know I certainly have. So sit back, relax and join me once again as we take a look at a game I personally feel deserves more respect. Welcome to my review of Driver. Driver was released in 1999 on PlayStation 1 and PC and published by Infogames. The developers were Reflection, an English studio that were eventually bought out by Ubisoft. They also worked on the Destruction Derby series, so a talented team here. Driver would also get a Game Boy Color port 1 year later in 2000. I've never played this version, but apparently it plays from a top-down view, which is very interesting and probably works well. So what's the story here?
Still the best driver I got. We don't get too many ex-racing boys in here. Low-life rumble in Miami is there's a hunt on for a guy who can pump the gas. Big getaway, big job. Maybe even some kind of hit. Some hood by the name of Rufus is in the picture. We need a line on it. Coffee? Black, right? Guys upstairs were asking for you in person. Look, we need you to go under. But no one's gonna know except me. If I bring anyone else in, I'll let you know. I need your badge. Any questions?
We play as John Tanner, an NYPD detective who's just been told by his superiors he's going undercover to try and take down the biggest criminal organisation in America, run by the Mafia. John's been chosen for the job not only because he's a great detective, but he's also an ex-race car driver. This would be his way into the criminal underworld, starting as a getaway driver. But first, John must pass a test. John meets up with a pimp named Rufus, who's part of the criminal gang. We are told to show him how good a driver we are by completing a list of skills in a seedy car park. This is mission 1, the interview. Oh man, okay, if you've played Driver, then you'll know how notoriously hard this mission is. Not bad, in fact it's literally cool and unique, just tough, as not only have you got to complete all the tasks on Rufus' list, you also only have a short amount of time to do it. Let me tell you, you'll fail this multiple times, even if you've done it before. Here's my montage of attempts before finally completing it.
God damn! God damn! Hey man, what the thing? Shit. Maybe I'll give you a call when I need a ride to the grocery store. God damn! God damn! Hey man! Okay!
I hope you enjoyed my terrible attempts there, guys. Joking aside though, this mission actually is also a very good tutorial, as well as you learn all the controls needed while completing the interview Great stuff. Now we've got our foot in the door. John carries out multiple missions across Miami, San Francisco and Los Angeles, rubbing shoulders with high-up bosses in the organisation until finally getting a crucial and dangerous piece of news. John is called to New York for a meeting with the top boss of the underground, the man running the show, Custody. After arriving to the meeting, John is told this.
Screwing up over Maddox cost us time, but now we paid that in full. So today, you're gonna see how it works. John Paul takes up his position across the street. Tanner's gonna pass for FBI, and so he's gonna be our guy on the inside driving the Cadillac. Now all he's gotta do is drive past John Paul, nice and easy. And bingo, we got ourselves one hell of a martyr, and one hell of a news story. Now we're gonna have 4 backup cars in case anything goes wrong. One at each junction around... Excuse me, Monsieur Castaldi, but who is the hit? Today, gentlemen, we killed the president.
Yep, an assassination on the president's life. And Tanner is told to be the driver, obviously. Tanner informs his lieutenant of what's going down, and John's told to pull out of the job as it's too dangerous for him now. But he refuses and jumps into the president's limo and attempts to drive him to safety. That's the basic outlay of the story, and it's done with some short cutscenes, which are pretty good for the late 90s. Thankfully they get better as the series went on, actually a lot better. There's 44 missions in total here. You have messages on an answer machine in John's apartment, sometimes having multiple missions to pick from, normally 3. It's really cool, so multiple playthroughs will be needed to play every mission. Gives the game a bit of replay value. Mostly missions involve picking up or dropping off criminals, destroying shops that owe money to the mafia, chasing down rival gang members and taking them out, stealing cop cars and many more, so enough variety to keep things fresh. Some missions have a timer to add good tension and test your driving skills, barely making it by seconds sometimes. It's rewarding when you finally do them. I wanted to highlight the final mission in New York, the President's Run. It's insanely hard, cops and mob cars chasing you down. Any route you take is not safe, and even a Google search tells you this mission is down to pure luck if you complete it. Cars are so aggressive and will ram you until your limo is just completely written off. Let's check out the gameplay. As mentioned, we play across 4 states, Miami, San Francisco, Los Angeles and New York, and have a different car to drive in each one. Every car feels and handles differently, and honestly, this game might be 26 years old now, but Driver still has some of the best driving physics I've ever seen. Drifting around corners and across junctions, doing handbrake turns, seeing the car suspension bounce around, it really is impressive. Reflection had created their own style, and it stood out, a blueprint for games going forward in the series. While playing the missions, police cars will chase you down. There's no avoiding them, and the time missions mean you'll be driving like a maniac and breaking the law. Unlike other games in this style though, Once the cars reach you, they won't arrest you, no. They ram your car until it's wrecked, and that means mission over. It's certainly a unique style and makes for some funny situations, like cops flying everywhere, losing control of their cars, and I stopped dead on the end mission marker as a cop car rammed into the back of my car, wrecking himself in the process. Driver has a 70s setting, from the cars to the buildings, cutscenes, and was heavily inspired by a movie called The Driver that was released in 1978. A hidden gem, I'd say. That movie has exciting police chases through the cities, and Driver has this too. It really is a rush trying to get to your destination, with cops screeching around behind you. Once you get the controls down, you'll be hooked. There's a main map when pressing start, and a useful mini-map in the corner of your screen. It shows where cop cars are as white dots on the map, but you'll need a main map to check the best route to your destination. The loop of trying to complete missions while the clock's ticking down, and cop cars chasing and ramming you is a really good time, and every time you fail, you'll just want to jump straight back in and try it all over again. Alright, I always try to be as honest as I can be when reviewing games, so let's take a look at some of the negatives here. Well, there's not many at all. The early analog controls I suppose could be a problem for modern players, but they work really good for the time. And the only other issue is the police cars can mess you up super fast, but it's just how this game is. Graphics are a bit dated compared to today's standards, but it's definitely one of the better looking games on the PlayStation for its time, and with the 70s look, there's a real charm to it. Of course, the cars have had the most detail done to them, and they look good, right down to the wheel rims coming off when driving around corners at high speeds. Great stuff. There's some great music in the game, but the car sounds drown it out most of the time, which is a shame. But I did manage to get a few samples. After beating the game, there's some extra modes to try out. There's a take a ride mode, pick from one of the 4 states and cruise around and get the cops to chase you for fun. A survival mode where you see how long you can last with loads of cops ramming the hell out of you. It's fun for a little while at least. Training mode, one of which you're in a desert driving around cones, a nice change of scenery. And lastly, a movie mode. This is awesome. You can watch car chases made by the developers themselves. I really like this. There's even an in-game mode called record your own footage. and then you can save it to a memory card so you can watch it anytime you like. Okay, time for my final thoughts. Driver is one of those games that's burnt into my brain from playing it for hours on end in my teens, and it's still just as fun going back to it now. I think a lot of people didn't get past the infamous interview mission and missed out on a great game, so dust off that PlayStation 1 one more time and give Driver a try. It truly is an underrated game. If you enjoyed this review, consider subscribing to the channel, and thank you to everyone who's already supported the channel. Well, take care, and I'll see you all on the next one.